So pressure and position of your hands on the golf club. Here's two things people get wrong most of the time. So let's start with the pressure, how tightly you grip the club. Now, in quite a lot of years, I don't think I've told anybody to hold it tighter. Maybe one person, but that was weird. So generally people hold the club too tight. Now, the issue with that is when you squeeze something so tight, it's very hard to move your hands and let the club bend the way we need it. It's also hard to measure how tight you're squeezing it. I've got a few checks I do, but for yourself, you'll read books and you'll hear things like squeezing toothpaste. Don't let the gas escape slowly, that type of thing, but hard to measure. Think of it more like if you're going to throw a golf ball, pick up a golf ball. First of all, in terms of pressure, how lightly are you holding it? I wouldn't squeeze this ball to throw. I wouldn't wrap my fingers around it so tightly that I almost couldn't let go, or release it, which is what we sort of need to do with the golf club. That's going to be fairly light, so I can throw it pretty quickly and get my wrist involved. If I hold it very tight, hard to release and let go and throw the golf ball. So that's number one. So think about the pressure you're squeezing the golf ball when you throw it. This applies to both hands. Now, the other one is when players put the club on the ground, they bring their hand towards the club and it sits in the palm like this. So straight across the palm. Now, again, pick up a golf ball from the floor. Would you throw it in your palm? Not ideal. It's going to be in the fingers. So fingers on the right hand or fingers on the left hand. Now, when you put the club on the ground, just slap your hand on. Generally, because the club's on the ground at this angle, it goes through the palm of your hand, so in between these two pads on my glove. So pretty much down the heel pad and the thumb pad of this left hand. Now, when I grab that and hold it like this, usually it gets a bit weak. Some people turn it over and it looks strong, but it's still through the palm of the hand. So generally it's slapped on a little bit weak. So going to be some shots to the right, going to be some slices usually. But as importantly, when you hold it in your hand, it is just a killer for speed. What is this? I mean, it's so hard to generate any club head speed when it's in the palm of my hand. So got to get in the fingers. I tend to use this as a way of doing it. Now you can have it towards the tips of your fingers. That'd be a very strong grip. Or you go towards the base of your fingers, and that'd be slightly weaker. Both of those work. Either way, it's got to be in your fingers. So hold the club here. Generally do it with the toe up, and then where do you want it to go? Stronger, weaker, but either way, in the fingers. And then same with your right hand. That's usually got to be wrapped under a bit, because the other thing we see is people just turning their hand, sticking it under, in the palm again. Slow. So in the fingers, in both hands a little bit more, can be strong or weak, doesn't matter, but it can't be through the palm. That is a killer. So in the fingers, pressure like you're going to throw the ball, and that's going to help speed and the direction if you get your hand in the right place too.